Good evening. It is Tuesday, August 31st, 2021. I want to assure you we are praying for the women and children and our allies left behind in Afghanistan. We are praying for the folks in Louisiana and Mississippi who are suffering from the after effects of Hurricane Ida. And we are praying for the storm and earthquake ravaged folks in Haiti. We're also praying for some folks here in the church and their own family that are struggling with some very serious issues. We are praying for others. But when we look at ourselves, we sometimes wonder what our response ought to be. We're careful when we admit that we're overwhelmed with needs and hurts far beyond our ability to cope. I want you to hear what King David prays to God in Psalm 6, and I'll be reading from the New Living Translation, 2nd edition. O Lord, don't rebuke me in your anger or discipline me in your rage. Have compassion on me, O Lord, for I am weak. Heal me, O Lord, for my bones are in agony. I am sick at heart. How long, O Lord, until you restore me? Return, O Lord, and rescue me. Save me because of your unfailing love. For the dead do not remember you. Who can praise you from the grave? I am worn out from sobbing. All night I flood my bed with weeping, drenching it with my tears. My vision is blurred by grief. My eyes are worn out because of all of my enemies. Go away, all you who do evil, for the Lord has heard my weeping. The Lord has heard my plea. The Lord will answer my prayer. May all my enemies be disgraced and terrified. May they suddenly turn back in shame. David, being surrounded by adversaries too numerous to mention, cries out to God to give him a break from the discipline. Sometimes there are people that are so obstreperous that are placed in your life that sometimes make you think that God has placed them there because you've annoyed him. David asks for a ceasefire from God's rebuke and discipline. I don't know if God will grant that wish, but David asked for it anyway. Then David pleads for God's compassion and healing because David feels weak and broken. We spend so much of our lives trying to at least appear competent that sometimes we have a hard time admitting that we are weak and broken. Yet David, one of the strongest warriors in the Bible, the giant killer, admits he feels weak and broken. He asks how long until God restores him. Not if God will restore him, but when will you restore? It's a good question and shows David's tremendous faith in asking it. Then David pleads for relief based on God's unfailing love. There's no sense of entitlement here. He's not asking because I'm your servant or because I'm your king or because I'm humble and obedient. He's asking because of God's unfailing love. David even despairs with thoughts of death, but discounts it, realizing he cannot praise God from the grave. David admits to weeping and crying himself to sleep. He's admitting publicly in a song meant for corporate worship that he sometimes cries himself to sleep, a hardened warrior with a soft heart. He gives a statement of faith that God has heard his weeping. The Lord has heard his plea, and God will answer his prayer. The amazing faith of King David shines through his incredibly difficult times. Do we have faith that God hears our tears? Are we certain that God knows of our hurt and our heartache? David is. As we trust God with our pain today, we grow and gain in faith to trust God with our sorrows tomorrow. Faith is a growing experience. May your faith grow this week. God bless you.